Good morning, everybody. Hello, hello. It is Thursday, August 22nd, 2024, and my name is Jennifer Cotton. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Midlothian, Texas, and that means I teach people how to make greeting cards, scrapbook pages, gift packaging, and more with stamps, ink, paper, and lots of cool tools. So good morning and welcome. Thank you for being here. Whether it's your first time or you're coming back, thank you very much, and good morning. Um, Good morning to Sue over on YouTube. First one here in Green Bay, Wisconsin. Temps are starting to warm up again. There we go. And then Sue in sunny, cool West Virginia. Nice. Y'all have cool. We have hot, over 100 today in Texas, where I live. Over 100. Lori, good morning in Minnesota. Liked and shared. Yay. Dana, you made it to a live. Woo. Good morning. Very nice and cool morning in Texas. Yes, I have not been outside, but they were saying it was very nice this morning. And then it's going to be hot, 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 hot. Kim, good morning in Virginia. Waiting on a grandbaby to be born at the moment. Very exciting, Kim. Congratulations. Cindy, good morning to you. Cindy's here. I think Cindy and Kim did, or maybe just Cindy. Anyway, did the craft along today, so yay. Rosemary, good morning. Rosemary couldn't wait to make the cards for the craft along. She already made them. I love it. Roz, good morning in Central Florida, and Cindy, good morning. Okay, so my name's Jennifer Cotton, Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Midlothian, Texas for 22 years now. November will be 23 years. This is my full-time business, so I offer tons of events anyone can take, as well as these weekly free videos and all kinds of other stuff. So if you don't know me, sign up for my email newsletter now. You can register right now up here on Facebook. You'll find the link, and down here in YouTube, you'll find the link. Quick reminder, I will be adding timestamps to this video in YouTube later today. So I'm pointing down because that's where YouTube, where the description of the video is. You'll click more or show more. That'll open up that description for you. And you will be able to click, once I add the timestamps, you'll be able to click around to the part of the video you want to see, like card 1, card 2, card 3, card 4, specials, whatever. And what else? There's all kinds of other stuff in that description, links to all kinds of things that I have going on or Stampin' Up! Has going on. Oh, and I'll add a link over here tomorrow, because that's when YouTube will let me, tomorrow the 23rd, that will take you straight to my blog, stamptherapist.com. And that's also a great place to go to just see what is going on, what classes do I have coming up, what specials is going on with Stampin' Up!, what's my ordering special, what's the monthly host code, where's the link to order on your website, etc. Go to my blog, stamptherapist.com. Well, I took it down, but I'll put it back up later. Okay, so today I do these videos every week, and I always, well, knock on wood, I almost always make cards. Last week I showed you all my new product from the holiday catalog. Go check that out. Anyway, but today, the cards I'm making with the Potions and Spells bundle are part of a craft along that you could purchase ahead of time. So thank you to everyone who purchased those ahead of time. And those people have the opportunity to make the cards along with the video today if they choose. Now, like Rosemary already made her cards because, of course, they got sent the instructions early. They get a PDF tutorial for purchasing that craft along early, Potions and Spells. This is an online exclusive, by the way. You can only get it in our online store, so I'll talk about that in a little bit. And it's while supplies last. However, everybody gets to see all 4 cards and the instructions right now on the video for free. So the reason I'm saying all that is normally I take a lot longer and go over my upcoming events, what you can sign up for, Stampin' Up! Specials, etc. But I'm going to do that super fast today and not give you as much detail. So you're going to want to sign up for my email newsletter up here on Facebook, down here on YouTube, or join my VIP Facebook group, and which is like Jennifer Cotton's Stampin' Up! VIP, something like that, Facebook group, to be able to participate or get the info about all my stuff. Again, check out the blog as well. Okay, as you come on, say hi. I will be giving away the 4 cards I'm making physically today to one lucky winner. And that you're watching the video on YouTube and Facebook account. All you have to do is make a comment to be entered. Make sure that you comment on even on replay, even on the YouTube comments once the chat is over, all the stuff. And I will say, though, on YouTube, I just remembered this the other day because I'm getting ready to do a bunch of drawings, is YouTube, I can't contact you as well. So you might want to give me a way to contact you in case you're the winner. Like I try, but if all I see is your YouTube username and I don't know you, I can't contact you because YouTube's not like Facebook where you can send a message. So just, you might want to send me an email and I'm user blah, 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 or something. Anyway, okay, what else? So as you come on, say hi so you can be entered to win these 4 cards I'm going to make today. And then if you share the video, which helps me because this is my full-time business, commenting, sharing, liking, subscribing, following, all the stuff helps me. If you share it and comment that you shared, you'll also get another entry to win those cards. Okay, let me check these comments. Cindy, thank you so much. That was very nice. Linda, good morning in Idaho. Linda, good morning in Mansfield. Cindy, good morning. Deborah in beautiful Tennessee, good morning. Thanks for sharing, Cindy. Terry, good morning. Good to see you. Roz, yes. Prepping. Let me see. Prepping in Central Florida. Oh, popping in. Sorry. Roz, I know I already read that, but now I'm like, what did this say? Chris, good morning. Cindy, can't wait to order from the new catalog. Yes, girl, it's so good. So many cool things in there. Mary Ann, good morning to you. Lori, how has the response been to Craft Along? It has been good. I would say the first 2 are pretty much equal in how many people registered. So I think that's good. And thank you guys who did register and participate. By the way, if you like the cards I make today, you can still get the class packet to make them. It'll be a little different than the packet everybody received already, but you'll get everything you need to make all 4 cards. And I'll talk about that more when we start crafting. Linda, going to be fun cards. Yes. Debbie, good morning. And Margaret, good morning. Ross, thanks for sharing. And Terry, good morning. Okay, so so Linda's going to craft along with us today. I'm trying to see who's here that's crafting with us. Cindy is, I mean, a lot of people are, but, or I should say you might be because you don't have to do it right now. Rosemary already made hers. Some people like to just watch the video and make the cards later because I go pretty fast. And some people prefer to just watch the video and then make their cards later, and they can watch replay and pause and rewind and all that stuff. Okay, so real quick about my events. I offer tons of events every month that anyone can participate in. I cut, die cut, punch, and emboss everything possible unless otherwise stated in the class description. It includes a PDF written tutorial always with detailed instructions. You will cut your own designer paper or kit components if they are included with the fee. And anyone in the United States can take my classes. They are all offered to go. However, in the world, anyone can take the tutorials only. And I offer those during the class registration process. So, for example, there were people who registered for the craft along only for the tutorials. So they got the PDF tutorial, but not necessarily the packet. Okay, so you can register for that. So I'm going to have, first of all, my 4 monthly classes will be coming up in September: card class, scrapbook class, Stamp a Stack class, and sampler class. There's what a sampler looks like. If I step out, I don't know if it'll focus a little better. Anyway, this was sampler from last month, and there's a previous one. How do I point? It's a 12 by 12 frame piece of art. But anyway, those are 4 classes I offer every single month that anyone can take. So be on the email list to get the info and details for what classes what the themes of the classes are in September. Holiday Extravaganza. This is September 14th, in person and to go. This is all about the new holiday catalog. There'll be stamping demonstrations, additional samples shared, and 8 projects. So again, I'm not going into detail right now to save time because this video will be, well, if I did, it would be longer than normal because I'm making 4 cards. But sign up for that email newsletter, join the VIP Facebook group, etc. Go to the blog. Okay, new classes. Oh, I'm releasing a new class this week. Now, I have no marketing for this yet, but I'm releasing a new class this week. It's a one-time class, like a sign up, take it to go. You can see possibly behind me here. I've got all my designer paper I was using yesterday. I have this little rolling disc, by the way. It rolls around. I mean, it's mini, but it's like a tray, but it raises up real high. It's great when you're like working in here and you need to have some stuff right beside you, but you ran out of table space. Anyway, I'm calling it Something Old and Something New, Elegant Christmas Cards to Go. So stay tuned for details on that. Okay, VIP party. No, Retreat in a Box is next. So Retreat in a Box, I have a sneak peek. I'll show sneak peeks actual of these later. I might make a separate video for that as well. But you're going to have over 10 make and takes using the Reindeer Days bundle. And then you can add on 2 optional classes, one with decorative trees and one with More Than Autumn. This info has been emailed out to my customer base. I can answer any questions, of course, individually. If you text, email, whatever, message me. But it's going to be a great retreat in a box. So make sure you check that out. You can take only the classes, only the retreat, tutorials only, all the stuff. Oh, got an itchy nose. Okay, VIP party. I sent an email out about this yesterday, I believe, to my customer base. And this is a free online event to kick off the new catalog. There's going to be about 16 videos featuring 16 different bundles or stamp sets. And all you have to do to participate is place an order with me in the last 12 months. So if you haven't done that, today would be a great day. You can get 2 different classes from me free right now with your online orders. You have to select which one you want and use the correct host code. But anyway, but that's how you'll be able to participate in that. It's September 3rd through 5th, but the videos will be recorded and you'll have 2 weeks to watch them. So that's the VIP. I do have a little graphic, but it's just a graphic. VIP Facebook party for the new catalog. We're partnering. My team is partnering with Genevieve Co's team in Canada. So 2 Stampin' Up teams, one in US, one in Canada, presenting all this stuff to you. It's going to be awesome. Okay, don't forget I have upcoming in-person retreats, March 2025 in Temple, Texas. Fly into Austin, drive to Temple, or just drive to Temple, and come craft with me in April McCrite. It's the same projects as the retreat. It's not the same projects. That's a lie. I'm getting myself confused. We will offer that one to go as well, March 27 through 30, 2025. And then last but not least, I have a crafting cruise coming up. So as you can see, I have lots of stuff. You should just join my email newsletter if you're not on it already. And the crafting cruise is January 26, 2025 on Harmony of the Seas out of Galveston, Texas. And it's a big week-long retreat on a ship where you can go to the beach, come back, craft, work on classes, work on anything you want, go to a show, go to your 5th meal of the day because they're all included and free. Swim, play trivia games, go to the bar, go to the club. It's amazing. So any questions on that, let me know. All right. Love the table, right, Marianne? I need to do a video on that table because I could sell it on TikTok. I have the ability. But I bought that table from TikTok. I buy a lot of stuff from TikTok shop. Anyway, but I can give more details on that table another time. Definitely, because it's a great, and there's 3 different colors of a top you can get. I got the wood grain, so I could take pictures on it also. Anyway, that's random. Okay. So that's what's going on. Now, I will send out an email at 1 p.m. Central today, wrapping up, like recapping this video. And at the bottom, you'll find links to what I have links set up for. I think I forgot to say one thing. Coming soon. Bingo is coming soon. I don't have links for bingo yet. Paper share is coming. Paper share party and paper share and ribbon share is coming very soon. Alejandra and I are working on our pricing right now. And so don't sign up for anyone else's paper share because I'm offering one and you're going to get 12-inch long pieces of paper with it. So just wait till we get it ready for you. But the party will be on September 28th. And then there's my bonus event. So anyway, that's what's coming up, but I don't have the link set up for any of that yet. But the 1 p.m. email, you will be able to check out. I'm skipping through to my next graphics. The links to all the other stuff at the bottom of the email. Okay. Specials, bonus days ends August 31st. Did you earn your coupons? If you did, you only have until August 31st to redeem those. I emailed all of my customers yesterday that I could figure out who earned coupons. Don't forget, if you earned coupons, you can spend them through yourself if you're a demonstrator. So if I shopped with Mary Ann, my team member, and earned a coupon, I can spend the coupon through myself as a demonstrator. If I earned a coupon through myself as a demo and I want to spend it through Mary Ann, I can. So the point is, any coupons you've earned, you can spend them with any demonstrator you want, including yourself if you're a demonstrator. But after August 31st, they're trash. They're no good. So spend your coupons. They're codes, really. Don't forget about the designer paper sale. So did I put this up? Redeem those coupons. Designer paper sale, 15% off. Select designer papers ends August 31st. And then don't forget to get excited that September 4th, in addition to this amazing holiday catalog, watch last week's video to see more about this one. In addition to this being released September 4th, Stampin' Up! Is releasing some brand new scrapbooking line products, including 12 by 12 designer papers that are two-toned. So Stampin' Up! Color on one side, light Stampin' Up! Color on the other side. So light, for example, old olive and dark old olive. I mean, light, regular old olive, light old olive. 12 by 12 white core. You can tear it and get a white inside. Select colors in the first release by next annual catalog. We'll have all 48 colors in this 12 by 12 paper. Woo! Then we're getting 4 scrapbooking kits, some designer papers, some stickers. You're going to want to check it out. And no, you don't have to scrapbook to use those products. Y'all know we can use scrapbooking products to make cards and card making stuff to make scrapbooks. So you're going to want to check it out. It's very exciting. Okay, I think that's it. So as a reminder, hey, Cindy, good. It's a gorgeous day in West Central Illinois. Love it. Martha is crafting along. Yes, Roz has been playing with this bundle all week. Love it. She got the little ghost emoji. I love your profile picture with your puppies. Yes, this bundle is so good, y'all. Potions and spells. Not only the stamp set, the dies. So you're going to see all of it today. Bonnie in Indiana, good morning to you. Let me see. Sue, will there be another craft along? Yes, girl. So I'm intending to do one next month. I haven't planned it out yet, but I was making some notes yesterday. I'm trying to remember. I thought of a great craft along for like the following month for whatever reason, but I'll think of one for next month, and it'll probably be Christmas cards most likely, but we shall see. But I'm trying to do them every month, pretty much around the same time, like third week of the month, but it's not like a guarantee like my 4 monthly classes, but yes. Sue, hopefully so. Terry, good morning. Roz, thanks for sharing. And Margaret, good morning to you. Debbie, good morning. Yes, I'm making sure I read everything. Darling, good morning. Mary Ann, good morning, by the way. Mary Jo, good morning. Marcella in Maryland shared. Thank you. Good morning. Cindy used your coupons yesterday. Smart, Cindy. Good job. Yeah, because I also, as anyone's demonstrator, we can't tell if you used your coupons or not. We can tell you don't forget to use them. And then you might be like, yeah, I already did. And we're like, oh, sorry, I didn't know. Because we can't tell. That's like private for you. Which is good. I'm just saying. Cindy A, good morning. And I think I said that in West Central Illinois. Corinne, good morning. Thanks for sharing. Roz, hi. Marilyn in Georgia, good morning. I don't see you live on YouTube. I am on YouTube, Robin, but I messed up and set up 2 videos, so I don't know which one, but I know people are commenting from YouTube, Robin, so I may have emailed out the wrong link, but I'm live. Let me try to find YouTube here. I'm live on one of the 2 videos I scheduled. Robin, FYI, because there are comments from YouTube. Yep. One of them is live and one says upcoming. Let me see if I can delete that one real quick. I'll delete the one that's not live. I understand. Hopefully I'm not messing up my whole world here by deleting that. Okay, I deleted it, Robin, so maybe you'll see it now. Woo! Okay, we're going to point the camera down. So again, if you are watching this for the first time, thank you. Welcome. My name is Jennifer Cotton, and normally I would still be talking about my events and stuff right now because that's how I do. But I'm going to get started pretty much with the crafting. I'm going to point the camera down and tell you all about the products we're using and stuff because this is a craft along as well. And so you are, people were able to order this class packet early and get it sent to them along with a goodie bag of product to make the 4 cards I'm about to make. So there are people that might be crafting along with me right now. So I'll be step by stepping this a little more than normal. I'll be cutting the designer paper, etc. And I'm doing every step on the video. So it's a little different than normal. So there's that part, different than usual. Also, I have an opportunity for you to earn today's class for free. This class right now, is this the one? Yes. With an online order by this Sunday, August 25th of $35 or more, with that host code, you'll get this class packet mailed to you for free to make all 4 cards. And it will include the cut up designer paper, glimmer paper, and ribbon that you'll need to make these cards. It will not include a goodie bag. So, but anyway, and then if that order with that host code, that's right here, is $50 or more, you'll also get a free full brand new pack. It won't look crazy like this of these sequins. Okay, so that's how you can get today's class free. I also have a separate online order special every single month, and I'm just going to put it on the screen real quick, just so you know. If you're like Sue, for example, I'm not big on Halloween. Maybe you don't have little kids. Maybe whatever your reason, doesn't matter. You don't want Halloween packet. I always have an online order special every single month. This month, the regular one is for the country birdhouse cards. So 25 or more with this other host code gets you that class packet. 50 or more gets you that, plus a free new embellishment from the holiday catalog. So that's what's going on with that. I'm ready to point the camera down, I believe. Let me see. Let me move my notes. I don't want y'all to be reading all these notes I have want to talk to you about. And I'm going to point the camera down. If I can figure it out. I'm going to add this back up and go back over here to my comments so I can see what y'all are saying. Hello. My screen is big. Okay, so I swear I fixed this before I went live and made it look cute, but now it doesn't look cute, but that's fine. Okay, so hopefully that made sense. Today, we are making 4 cards with the Potions and Spells bundle. I have gone over this bundle on a previous video. I'm 99% sure. When I showed the online exclusives, I got to try to make my hands look a little better for y'all. My little lotion Lori Wyatt gave me on my last retreat. I've gone over the Potions and Spells bundle in detail on the video about the online exclusives I purchased, I believe. So I'm not going to go into crazy detail right now, but I will give a quick description. It is photopolymer, but all of my stamps are mounted. So they're not in there. It's photopolymer. It's Halloween themed. It's 13 stamps. There's a cauldron, a cat, a bird, like a crow, I guess, like a black bird. I forgot what y'all told me it was. A raven, a black raven. I mean, it's not black, but a stack of books. The top one says spells. The bottom one says potions. The 2 in the middle are just the pages showing. 3 individual bubbles. a stack of bubbles that can be coming out of your cauldron, a couple of little magic sparkle stamps, and then Happy Halloween, a little hocus pocus, double, double, toil, and trouble. The images are outlined so you can color them in. The cat, by the way, is raising its back and it's a side view and its tail is raised and it's got big eyes. And again, you can color it in. And then these dies are amazing. You can die cut out like all the stuff. Well, you cannot cut out these bubbles right here that are coming out of the cauldron, which I find strange. But anyway, really there's no bubble dies for any of the bubbles. But you can cut out the cauldron, the cat, the raven, and the books. And then you can also cut out your own cauldron, which we're going to do today, with handles for it, which we're going to do today. A couple of like bottles, like for your potions and spells that you mix up. Some images to fill those bottles with a liquid or a thing here that's like the liquid pouring out of the bottle, a broom, the brush part of the broom, and the handle part of the broom. More standalone bubbles, a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different bubbles you can cut at one time. The goo coming over the edge of the pot. These dies are amazing. Okay, so that's the bundle. Here's the class packet they were sent. Again, if you would like to receive this class packet for free with the designer paper cut and the ribbon cut, you won't get the embellishment. You'll just add any sequins or embellishment you want unless you get those free with a $50 order with this host code. Anyway, you can do that by Sunday. Oh, and I wanted to remind y'all that Potions and Spells is an online exclusive. So it's not printed. And here's another picture of it right there, the bundle. This printout is from my blog, stamptherapist.com. And you can go there and print this off yourself. And it says, when you click on it, it says online exclusive, second release July 2024. It's a second release in 2024 of online products. And it is several pages, I think 4 pages total. 1, 2, 3, 4 of these online products that you can only get in the online store. But you can print this off and have it like little book pages. Anyway, everything online is while supplies last only. If it's only found online in the online exclusive section, it's while supplies last. So you can't get mad at me if Potions and Spells sells out. I've been telling y'all it's while supplies last since it came out. And also, I am using on these cards the Flowering Zinnias Designer Paper, also an online exclusive, and the Adhesive Back Shiny Sequins, also an online exclusive. So those two are while supplies last. Oh, and there's some glimmer paper we're using. Yes. What else? I think that one's much older, maybe. I have to remember when it came out, but it's called Berry Burst Old Olive and White Glimmer Paper. Oh, it's in the last release right there. Online exclusive. So, while supplies last. Get it while you can. Okay. Now, let's get started. I think we're ready to get started with card number 1. Card 1. Hey, Michelle, good morning in Virginia. Washington. Why did I say Virginia? Washington. By the way, great choice of DSP. Thank you, Lori. I did get that idea from a team member. We had a team incentive, and I designed a class for them with this bundle, and they're similar to these cards, but not the same. And I used a different designer paper, and then one of the team members modified the cards and used Zinnia. And I was like, oh my gosh, you're right. It has so many good sheets in it for Halloween. So yeah, the Zinnias, I have just all these partial packs, but like the back sides of what we're using today are florals, most of them. Yeah. And, but it has these pumpkin pie and green, like olive and granny apple green pieces, even lemon lime twists and lemon lolly that work great for Halloween. So yeah, definitely always be thinking outside the box. Like this one right here, I think could be great for a holiday as well, like Christmas. It's, which red is that? Melon Mambo with these little pluses on it. You know, so always be thinking outside the box, but I can't take credit for that because she used it and I was like, yes, that's genius. Okay, here we go. Card number 1. So in your packet, card number 1 should be packaged like this. I have scored the card base in half and folded it so it would mail easier, but you're still going to need to do a little scoring on this one. I'm not showing the cards right now because I don't do that on my videos because I like this element of surprise. But if you took the class, you've already seen it because you have the PDF instructions. I'm trying to figure out where to set this out of my way. Also, I do want to show you though, I'm going to cover up these little pictures here for a moment. This is the PDF tutorial, what it looks like. So you have detailed step-by-step instructions. This is for all of my events. Detailed step-by-step instructions. This one goes, because I have a lot of pictures there, onto 2 pages. Step-by-step, telling you the measurements, what to do in what order, etc. Now, I don't follow these instructions on the video, but they are great for anyone who wants to follow those in at home. I do refer to my instructions sometimes, but anyway. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is take this card base. It is 11 inches by 4 1/4. So it's an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper cut in half at 4 1/4. And then I scored it in the middle to fold it in half, but it does need a second score mark. So we're going to score it at 1.5 and 5.5. That one's already done for you. So 1.5 inches. Let me grab my paper trimmer. And 1.5. And then when you purchase this trimmer, it comes with the scoring blade already. It comes with the cutting blade. You can use either one without interfering. You could cut all the way across or you could score all the way across without interfering with the other. So you don't have to remove it. Okay, so 1.5, 5.5. You're going to fold it in half in the middle and then fold that 1.5 score mark backward toward the left. That's your card base. I think that's all the scoring I need to do on this card. Oh, but I will need to cut. Actually, I'm just going to go ahead and cut my designer paper next, even though that's not the order of these instructions. So we need, I've actually already cut my glimmer. Is that for this card? Oh, no. I'll talk about that in a minute. We need a piece of designer paper that is cut the green DSP to 4x4. I'm sorry, I'm a little all over the place right now, but I'm going to go ahead and say what's the rest of your packet first. And then I'm going to cut the designer paper. I'll get it together here in a moment. Okay, so we have the card base. Then we have this 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 piece of pumpkin pie. The card base is pumpkin pie, by the way. This is a landscape card. So it's going to open like a Z fold into the landscape format. This pumpkin pie is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 square, and it's going to go right in the front center of this card later. The reason I wanted to say this first is because the piece of designer paper I'm about to cut is going to go on that piece right there. Okay, we also have some scraps of basic black for stamping and die cutting. We have some scraps of crumb cake and pecan pie for die cutting, and we have a scrap, not a scrap, we have this piece of basic white to go inside the card. Now, also, side note, I will put still all of these measurements for you guys on my blog at 11 a.m. Central. So even if you don't purchase anything, you can get the measurements for free on my blog at 11 a.m. Central, stamptherapist.com. So that piece of white goes on the inside. Okay, now that you know all these pieces, let's cut this designer paper. So I need this, well, I'll say this. Let me find the pattern I need. It's this one right here. This is a lemon lime twist with little overlapping interlocking circles of lemon lolly. So like a light yellow. I mean, not lemon lime twist. I think that's granny. Is it granny apple green? What color is it? Oh, it is lemon lime twist. Okay. I was like, I'm saying this wrong. We're going to cut this paper to 4 inches by 4. So put it up to that 4-inch mark and the 4-inch mark. 4 by 4 is going to fit perfectly onto this pumpkin pie that is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. Then we want this awesome orange. So what this is, it's pumpkin pie, this pattern from the Flowering Zinnias Designer Series Paper, Flowering Zinnias. It is pumpkin pie with little, it's like you drew little messy stars with the 5 lines, 1, 2, 3, or 4. I don't know how many lines you do, but y'all know what I mean, like an asterisk, but super messy. A medium point pen or marker all over it in lemon lolly. So it's solid pumpkin pie with these little lemon hash marks all over it. That's the design on this paper. On the back, beautiful flowers. Okay, so these are 2 by 4. Let me make sure, but yep, 2 by 4. And we need 2 of them. So I'm going to cut this at 4 inches and 4 inches. And then cut it in half at 2 inches. So we need 2 of those at 2 inches by 4. And that's going to go on these outer edges of my card. Something like that. Okay. And I think that is all the designer paper we need to cut. I'll need a little scrap of this same pumpkin piece for die cutting, but not for cutting. Okay. Now, let me just read these instructions, die cut. Yeah, so we're going to die cut now. It says for you to only die cut the cauldron and the handles, but, I'm going to go ahead and die cut everything. Let me see. Die cut cauldron and handles, heat emboss, blah, 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 blah. Yeah. Okay, so we're going to take this this cauldron die and die cut from this black cardstock. This die here that looks like it has some weird horseshoes on it are the handles to the cauldron. So we're going to die cut those from the other scrap of basic black. We need a broom and a handle to the broom. So we're going to die cut all those. And we're going to need a bottle, the tall, skinny bottle of potion and the sort of rectangle image to fill it in with liquid dyes. Okay. And the bottle is going to be cut out of this pumpkin pie designer paper. And the liquid that's going to go inside, actually, we're going to cut a bunch of stuff from this green glimmer paper. So in your class packet, you received a 6 by 6 piece of the Old Olive glimmer paper from the Berry Burst Old Olive and White Glimmer. I would recommend you just go ahead and cut off this piece here for the next card. It is 2.5 by 4 1/4. 2.5 by 4 1/4. Let me make sure. Your olive DSP. I'm going to make sure. Let me just measure it. I don't want to say it wrong and y'all be like, ugh, I ruined my paper. 2.5 by 4 1/4. Okay, so cut that off, and now you have all this left to die cut from. I'm going to put this with my next card. Am I being too confusing today? Hey, Michelle, good morning. Carmen, good morning. Pat, good morning. Thanks for sharing. Mary Lou, glad to catch you live. Not into Halloween, but love to listen to you and always learn from you. Thank you, Eleanor. That's very sweet. Okay. I'm going to say all the stuff we're going to cut from the green glimmer now. So we're going to cut the inside of the bottle. It's like the liquid part. We're going to cut the goo that comes out of the top of the over the edges of the cauldron. We're going to cut this pouring liquid piece, and then the bubbles. So I only have 4 bubbles on my card, but I'm just going to cut all the bubbles. I just want all the choices because they're different sizes. 4 of them are on one die, 2 are on one die, and 1 is on a by itself. So let's just cut them all, and then we can just have all the bubbles we want to work with. So I am going to die cut this like this because glimmer paper does not get messed up when it runs through the die cut machine. It's too textury for you to tell anything. I think that's all we need. Let me grab my die cut machine now. I have a new camera stand. Oh yeah, this will be fine. So it's a little more difficult for me to move my camera around now to like different positions. But I think you can see good enough. So I'm going to leave, this is the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. Awesome machine, comes with everything you need to die cut, punch, emboss, etc. Punch, die cut, and emboss from everything Stampin' Up sells for die cutting. Thank you, Mary Ann. But anyway, what I want to say is I have the base here, the number 2, and then 1 number 3, which I assign for the bottom only. And it's the one I cut on both sides. But now it's pretty much acclimated to, I just cut on this one side and you see how flat it is. Anyway, I'm saying all this because you can't see the end of it towards me. I leave this sitting on the machine when I load everything on here. Because if I do it on my table and then pick it up, something shifts. Okay, now the beauty of everything we're cutting is it's not, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not matched up to a stamped image. So if it shifts a little, as long as it stays within the paper, we're fine. But you put your first the cardstock goes down, then the die with the blade facing down. The blade will not cut you, but it will cut the paper so you can feel for it. And let me just try to move this camera so you can see everything I have lined up there. It's very difficult. Let me see. See, it's all laying on there, ready to cut. Okay, sorry. I gotta figure out that part. Okay, then I have a top only plate that I never cut on. It only always goes on the top. Now it does get, it's not clear anymore. It's milky because little imperfections happen to it as you die cut stuff. But anyway, I'm gonna set this on here like that. All your plates should be even with each other. Mine is a little bit forward, but that's okay. But in general, they should all be even instead of being super wonky. As in, so there's everything I just cut. You wouldn't want this plate sliding way up here, for example, or vice versa. Okay, everything should be cut. Sometimes they'll stick inside the die, sometimes they won't. Just want y'all to see. See that one stuck inside. We'll poke it out. It's fine. A little cauldron. I'm trying not to touch this piece of paper too much because I'm going to heat emboss it. The more you handle your paper and then heat emboss it, the oils from your finger are like Versamark ink. The powder is going to stick where your fingerprints are. So try not to touch it too much. Make sure there's no paper stuck inside your dies before you put them away in these little detail cut areas, because that's going to mess you up when you cut the next time. And then all of these are ready to poke out. Okay, so there's our, hopefully I didn't forget anything. That's all of our die cutting for this card. I'm gonna poke these out, poke this little thing out. So the bubble has a little definition. It die cuts out. I don't know what you call that, like a detail at the top, like where a highlight would be, but it cuts it out instead. Super cute. How y'all doing? Martha, all the glimmer, all the color and glimmer has me smiling. I love it, Martha. Martha is one of the most positive people I know. Literally, Martha's so positive. Of course, she was a teacher. That's probably has to do with it. But, or she was a good teacher, I should say. You know. But yeah, thank you, Martha. Okay, so all these dies can go back. I'm not going to put them back correctly right now, so I'll deal with that nightmare later. Or maybe I'll slightly put them back. Just a little bit. So where you go. Okay. Separating trash from good stuff. All right. Now let's do our heat embossing, which I think was the next step on the instructions. Die cut the cauldron. Then we're going to heat emboss the words on it. So to do this, you want to remove the static from your paper. If you don't have our embossing buddy, which comes with the Embossing Editions toolkit, which comes with tweezers, a tray to catch your embossing powder, a brush to brush off excess powder, and this. It's called the Embossing Buddy. It's full of a powder like cornstarch that removes static. If you don't have this, grab a brand new unused dryer sheet and rub it all over and remove that static, because the powder is very staticky and it'll stick in places you don't want. Then I'm using the Basics Wow embossing powders. They have black, white, and clear. So I'm using white for this card. You get all three of those in one pack. And I have actually done some comparisons, and I believe this is the same amount of powder that came in our old one. It's just a different size, like shape of bottle. So it does look like less, but it's the same in my estimation. And I literally did pour powder out of an old one and pour this powder into a new one. I mean, into an old one, if that makes sense. Okay. Okay, I need Versamark ink for heat embossing. You need a real sticky ink that doesn't dry super fast. And my stamp, double toil and trouble is what I'm going to stamp on here. So we're going to stamp in Versamark. Let me get my powder ready. I don't like to stamp when I'm going to heat emboss. I like to be ready to put it straight in the powder. I do not like to delay at all, because I'm afraid any amount of air drying this ink does, that my powder won't stick as well. Now this is a slow drying ink. However, I'm just paranoid. Okay, so double toil and trouble. Tap, tap, tap. All over this Versamark pad. Don't press crazy hard. It's very spongy. Just kind of stamp it in the middle, but toward the bottom, because the way this image is, it goes from the top left to the bottom right. You can kind of see it because Versamark is a watermark, but black on black is not as easy to see. And then I always like to get this pad and my stamp out of the way because I don't want this powder sticking to it. This is the white Basics Wow embossing powder. And I keep mine in these really old containers that Stampin' Up used to sell. We don't sell them anymore. I would recommend dollar store. See how all that excess fell off because of the removing the static. Dollar store, like, what are those things called? Tupperwares, but the dollar store kind. I'm adding powder where I see there's not a lot of powder on the stamped image. And then you do want to remove any excess powder that's not on your image, because when you heat it, it will dry or it will melt and be permanent. Sometimes that's a good look, like for snow and stuff, and sometimes it's not. Okay, and then we're going to heat it, and I did forget to pre-plug in my heat tool. I think I have to unplug something. Ugh. Hold on. Brought a heat tool over here. Where is it? Okay, I'm gonna use this one. I own about 4 heat tools. And I had one out for the cards I was designing yesterday for that mega fancy old and new card class, Christmas card class I'm designing. That's this one. I don't know where the one I put out for this video is. Okay, let me figure out where to plug this in. I have to unplug my iPad. I have to designate a plug in. I got a lot of lights plugged in for this video. Okay, let me grab my tweezers. Now this is the Glass Mat Studio. It's still available to purchase. It's currently while supplies last. We don't know if we'll be bringing it back. These are the tweezers from the kit. Anyway, you can heat emboss on this. So put it on number 2, which is high. This is heat resistant, whatever the word is. You see how it gets super white? I don't know if you can see it there on the DOU. That's when it's done and you need to move on. So see how Toil and Trouble still looks kind of rough and the other ones look good. That was these skinny little words, so it heated real fast. You do always want to check it and make sure you didn't miss a spot. I'm going to hit that ampersand sign just in case. Because it didn't look fully solid, and that's a hint that you didn't emboss it good enough, like heat it long enough. And also you're looking to see if it looks like grains instead of smooth and shiny. Okay, so there we go. I'm going to heat emboss more on other cards, at least one other one, but I won't have to give as much detail. I'll just be able to just do it. Okay, super cute. Double, double, Toil and Trouble right there in the center. And then next for stamping. So as a reminder, this piece of white that's in your packet it's not a scrap. It's a specific size to go inside the card. We're going to stamp on that one. So I'm going to grab my Memento Black ink. Sorry, this note is still just this note, but as a reminder, in this video called Everyday, not called, but the Everyday Details Cards video from April 4th, 2024 at 56 minutes and 39 seconds, I showed how I made this black ink pad. It's a Memento pad, but I put it in a uninked white ink pad from Stampin' Up. If you want to see how I did that, go watch that video. Okay, so we have the Raven. I'm going to tap, tap, tap because this is not a real Versamark, Memento black pad. It's a Jennifer made one from a foam pad. So tap, tap, tap. And then we're going to stamp this Raven down in the bottom left corner. Maybe have the little tail hanging off the left edge. Just in case, I'll wipe this off with my chamois, which comes with the Glass Mat Studio. Also, it comes with another thing. It's really cool. And by the way, beautiful inking from this ink pad. I'm just saying. Hilda, hello. Dana, you don't have this set yet. Let's see, Dana. Challenge accepted. Sue, they took away the menu option on demonstrator view. No, Sue. Sue, I'm going to write down a note to get with you later. That is not, it's not gone. Hold on, let me write a note because I'll forget. Sue, what device are you on? Phone, iPad, or computer? Sue Crowley. Because trust me, Sue, I look at that online exclusives category almost daily because of my class planning. Okay, I'm going to color in this bird with some Smoky Slate. Smoky Slate. I know they're supposed to be black, but, oh, and Crumb Cake. I think I'm just going to do light Crumb Cake. I think I did dark Smoky Slate. Let me check. Be dark. Yeah, dark Smoky Slate. Anyway, I know these birds are supposed to be black, but I feel like if you color it black, you lose all of the detail because the way Stampin' Up has drawn this bird. It is facing to the right. It's standing, not flying. Its wings are down. And you can see one eye, and of course the beak and the mouth is open. Well, it is like very detailed. They have all these details of the wings and things on the chest and stuff drawn on there. So you'll lose that if you color it in black. Okay, so dark smoky slate for the bird, and I'm going to do light crumb cake for the beak and feet. So this is an alcohol-based marker, so I colored in a water-based ink, and I'm coloring it with an alcohol-based marker. There's a brush tip and a fine point. I'm just using the fine point. It will bleed through to the other side, but you'll get beautiful coloring no matter what your coloring skills are, because you just keep coloring with it and the ink evens out. So that's it. Real simple coloring on that one. And I think we're ready to put this card together. So let me see. I was waiting to see if I was looking to see if Sue had given me an answer. Okay, so I'm going to attach. Got my stamp and seal. I'm going to attach. Is anyone keeping up with me, by the way? Is anyone making this right now and you're keeping up? I'm curious. I know lots of y'all bought the kit, but is anyone making it at this moment? Okay, I'm attaching the 4x4 designer paper to the 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 pumpkin pie. Then I'm going to take the 2x4 designer paper, and with the card closed, remember it's landscape, opening to the right, hold that flap over toward the left. With it closed, this designer paper goes on the left side of the front closed card with about an 1/8 inch border on the 3 sides there. Then this other same exact duplicate piece of designer paper goes on the other side, on the inside of the card, so you can open it up, and it goes on the right side the same way, same type of border. So when it's closed and this is on the front, you will see equal parts of that on the left and right. And then the way you put this on the front is very easy. You just put adhesive on that entire 1.5 inch flap only. I just put about 3 rows of the Stampin' Seal. It's a very strong adhesive. And then close the card, fold that flap backwards, have it nice and flat on your table, and place this piece down. You're not looking at the flap, you're looking at centering it left to right. And of course, top to bottom, but that's easy because it should be approximately the same height. Now, humans cut this paper, so don't be upset if it's a little shorter or taller. But approximately same height, and center it left to right visually. And that's how you make that mechanism of this type of Z-fold card. And now you can pull that big 4x4 piece or 4 1/4 piece to the left to open it. Okay. Now we can see where, to center and put the basic white piece with the bird on it, the raven on the inside. You could do more stamping on that, of course, add more words, Happy Halloween, whatever. You could add designer paper or stamping on the inside left part that we just have as pumpkin pie, etc. Okay, then I'm going to grab my silicone craft sheet for sure for putting adhesive on a lot of these die cut pieces here. Right here. Okay, so I've got my silicone craft sheet, which just keeps the excess adhesive when your image is smaller than your adhesive is wide. Any excess adhesive, instead of going on the table or the scratch paper or the glass mat or whatever, it goes into nowhere. Basically, it disappears into magic, but with the silicone craft sheet, because it doesn't stick to that. Okay, so we're attaching the goo, the green glimmer goo, to the top edge of the cauldron. And then these handles for the cauldron have these big like circles at the end. It's like a half circle thing is the handle. But then there's a circle at the end of each one to be able to put adhesive on. Like it gives you a larger area to put that adhesive on to attach it to the cauldron. That's great. But I just put adhesive on the back of the cauldron at the top on the two sides. And then I place the handles from the front. And of course, it's going to stick to that part, that big round part. So you can do it however you want, but that's how I do it. Okay. Then what else? Let me put some adhesive on the back of this thing here, which is the liquid inside the bottle, and attach that to the die cut bottle. This is more green glimmer paper. I'm going to go ahead and place adhesive on this pouring liquid, but not attach it to anything yet. I'm going to add some adhesive to the back of the top of the broom. And again, at the bottom of the broomstick, there's a little bit of a larger circle, very little bit. And I'll stick that behind the brush part of the broom where I added adhesive at the top and stick that together. And then I think what I'll do next is attach my cauldron to the front of the card. So I'm adding a little adhesive on the with the silicone on the handles, and then more adhesive on the cauldron so you can see all that. This cauldron is going to go toward the left at the bottom of the square on front, left bottom. Then my liquid, so let me put, and that was flat, and I'm also placing this bottle and the liquid pouring out of it flat. So I want my bottle up here floating in midair because there's some kind of invisible thing pouring from on the top right. And then I didn't fully place it down, and I'm just going to figure out where to put this liquid inside and tuck it under the cauldron. So cute. Maybe this handle should be a little more up. I mean, not handle. I don't know why I'm calling that a handle. The bottle should be a little more up. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Eleanor. Okay, now we have these bubbles. So I'm going to actually look. So when you cut all the bubbles, you basically get 2 large, 3 medium, and 2 small. On my card, I have 2 large, 1 medium, and 1 small. So if you cut it like I did, you'll have 2 mediums and a small left over. And I will just put these in my stamp case with all my other extra pieces I've cut from this set or stamped and didn't use, and I'll have those when I go design again. Okay, so what I did was the very bottom one is going to be flat because it's going to be coming out of the cauldron. So I'm going to tuck it under the cauldron, and it's going to kind of be touching that pour, and it's they're going to be coming out from there and going up to the left. And then the other 3 will be on dimensionals. Let me go ahead and add my broom now. So this broom is going to be just kind of leaning up against the cauldron. Bottom of it on the bottom right at an angle, going up to the left at an angle, and flat. Okay, now let me add dimensionals. And then I used mini Stampin' Dimensionals, mini. And so they fit so good on everything. See how that fits on that little baby? Goodness. Bubble. Oh my gosh. You get the point. It's sticking in my hand really well. Oh my gosh. Anyway, I'm trying to show you, but whatever. Okay, so now I'm going to do another larger bubble, medium bubble, small bubble. So cute. I'm telling you, this bundle, whoever designed it, good job, good job. My kids call me Wicked Witch as I was the wicked stepmom from the South. And it's stuck. Not often called that now. Love this set cute card. Oh, Xana. Hopefully they were lovingly calling you the wicked stepmom. Okay, we're going to add a bow to this, and this card will be finished. Okay, so you also got in your class packet, I think a whole roll, I can't remember, of this ribbon, the large check, basic black and very vanilla large check ribbon. Yeah, I just have a tiny bit left on this one, but I think I can get a bow out of it. So we're going to make a bunny ears bow. Two bunny ears. You need lots of space in between. If your hands are like right side by side and fingers are right side by side and touching each other, you won't be able to make the bow because you just physically can't work with it. A loop or bunny ear in each hand. All of the ribbon is flat the whole time. So if I let this go, there's no twists and turns in it. It's perfectly flat. It would not look like this, which would be bad for your bow. Tails on left and right. Of course, normally I'd leave it attached to the roll. You'll see me do that later because I have a new roll here. Tails, lots of space, two loops. Right loop, bring it over, cross over the left one, push that left loop or bunny ear down into the rabbit hole and pull. This ribbon is awesome. And for Halloween, really good choice. And I believe it's in our catalog. I'm like, oh, is it a permanent ribbon? I think so. Okay, just trim that one side or trim both sides if needed, whatever. And now you have a cute little bow to go on your, I'm going to make it a little smaller, to go on your broomstick. So the bow goes at the top of the brush part of the broom. And I might trim this down so you can read Trouble a little better. Mini glue dots. I'm just going to peel this paper back until I see one dot and then fold the paper over so that this is pressed against the roll and I can push really firm into it my embellishment, which in this case is a bow, pull it off and place it on my card. And that, my friends, is card number 1 with the Potions and Spells bundle. Woohoo! Thank you, Lori. Y'all got a whole roll. Woohoo! Xana, oh yes, because I was the best stepmom. Mom, LOL. I love it. Xana's from the UK, y'all. She's a mom, not a mom. See? Okay, there we go. I hope y'all like it. Stands up like this. It looks really cute if you're in the front of it with it standing up like that. Here's my original. See if they're any different. Let's see. This is probably my favorite card of the day, but I'm making them in order of how I type the instructions. See how I have this bow trimmed a lot shorter on the original. So there it is. Okay, card 1. If you would like a chance to win these cards I'm making, oh, I forgot to add the sequins. Just comment on the video, even on replay, and you'll be entered to win. Share the video and comment that you shared for another entry. And then if you would like this class packet cut and mailed to you, including we'll cut the designer paper and the pieces of ribbon you need, and it'll be packaged up like this, but it'll have designer paper and ribbon inside. Just you can get that with it free with an online order. So don't forget that. Okay, these are the shiny, they're called adhesive back shiny sequins. These are not Landa's. They were, but she traded me for something, I'm sure. Basically, she loaned them to me and I replaced them. But anyway, like, oh gosh, those aren't Landa's. I'm going to add 2 small and 1 large of the green sequins. in between the bubbles. So 2 small green ones. Using my Take Your Pick tool. And a large one. Of course, when you get these, like, they look different than this. They're all on one sheet. There's 2 different sizes. There is, I didn't write down the colors, but it's, I think, Berry Burst, green, yellow, and orange. I don't want to say the wrong colors. I can look it up on the computer because this is an online only product. But anyway, if anyone wants to know the colors for sure, I can look it up for you. Just let me know. Okay, add the sequins. It's even cuter. They're like extra little bubbles there. Okay, there's card number 1. Now we're going to do card number 2. Card 2. Grab my packet. Card 2. Where did I don't know where I'm putting these. Just set it right there for now. Hey, nobody said they were sharing a crafting along. Is anyone crafting right now? You don't have to. But I'm just curious. G-Ann, good morning. Thanks for sharing. G-Ann, I need to reply to your email. I forgot. Oops, I forgot the ribbon. Same, Lori. Juanita, hello, good morning. Julie, good morning. Thanks for sharing. I'm going to go back here. Teresa, thank you. Martha's on card 3. Oh my goodness, Martha. Okay, so card number 2. Your card base is just like the first one. 4 1/4 by 11, and I scored it down the middle for you. If you missed that, go watch the first card later. You might be able to rewind though, even on Facebook. I don't know. You can rewind later for sure, but like right now while it's live, you may be able to. Okay, this green will not be in y'all's packet that you received right now. However, as a reminder, I showed you on the first card, I recommended cutting the part off for this card we're making right now, which is this piece right here first. Then you'll have these leftovers for your any other die cutting you need to do for the other cards, which actually we're going to die cut something for this card. This piece is part of the card. It's going to go on there. It's 2 1/2 by 4 1/4, but I'll have all the measurements on the blog at 11 a.m. Central. Okay, so we have this card base. Now on this one, instead of scoring, we're going to cut. You're going to cut off. So see, let me show you all these instructions for the first card again, just so you can see how my instructions are. In case you've never taken a class from me and you're not familiar. Okay, so card 2 here. Here's my instructions with the pictures up above. You're going to fold this in half or score it in half and fold it, and then cut off 1 1/2 inches from one end, 1 1/2, and 2 1/2. And keep all of them. You'll need all of these pieces for your card. The front will be portrait, and the little flap that's left over will be at the top. So this is the card base now. Okay, die cut. We're going to die cut now. Now you guys got a 6 by 6 piece of this white glimmer paper as well, but I don't have a 6 by 6 piece for myself. So I have this scrap here. You're going to die cut the little round bottle of potion from the white glimmer paper. You're going to die cut what? Oh, we need 2 brooms and 2 broomsticks for this card. So we'll have to run that through twice. And we need to go inside the bottle. It's a little half circle. We need that to be the green glitter. So we're going to die cut all that. Sorry, I'm trying to organize this over here, but move it out of the camera's view. get a little bit of a cleaner. If somebody hops on here and they're like, why is it such a hot mess? Okay, so let's die cut. Yeah, I think that's it. Also in the packet, there's a piece of white for the inside of the card and a little piece of white for our greeting. Getting myself confused here. Okay, let's die cut. So I showed in more detail die cutting on the first card. So I'm going to do this a little quicker. And if you want like some tips and stuff, go back to the first card. Although I have some other tips here. So always, when at all possible, put your stuff into your machine going long and skinny like this versus not long and skinny like this. Fat and wide, I guess. Long and skinny, why? It's going to die cut better. Literally, the physics, the way it presses down the power, it's going to die cut better. Also, it's going to go through more smoothly because it's not as much resistance and less chance of wiggling, because when you run it through this direction, there's a chance of bumping, making your image go like this. When you run it through this direction, there's less of a chance of bumping, making it move. Now, that's not a guarantee, so don't get mad if yours moves, but, you know, lessen the chance. Just going to show y'all how I have this right here. Use that little space. I could probably put it, actually, why don't I put it right there? Even better. Okay. All right, cutting plate on top. Lock it down, run it through. All right, good, Jan. Good, good, good. She says, no worries on the email I need to reply to. Okay. Thank you. Now I need two more broomstick and broom handle. Not handle. What is it? Broomstick and broom brush. I don't know what you call the bottom of a broom. I'm calling it the brush. The thing you sweep with. Right. Oh, and we need to cut some designer paper. Got my trimmer here. These dies to the side. A little bit in the place they go. Okay. This designer paper is again, the pumpkin pie one. Well, this scrap would have been tall enough if I hadn't cut into it. See, that's whatever. Okay, so we'll use this one. And this piece, let me check my instructions. Cut your pumpkin designer paper to 2 1/4 by 4. Four inches. I've already started a 4-inch cut there. The question is, can I figure out 2 1/4? So you know how to cut. Just put it in, cut it at 2 1/4, and then cut off 4 inches of that. But I'm going to get a little fancier with it. There's a ruler right here, so it looks like it's at 3 1/4. So if I go to the 5, this doesn't work too bad for me. And then I'm going to put this to 2 1/4 and cut over to that cut mark. That's how I cut my paper like that, to just have bigger pieces left over. Now this should fit on this screen, so let me make sure I cut it correctly. Yes, 2 1/4 by 4. Okay. Is it the only us? Okay, for stamping on this card, let me just read these instructions. Die cut your scraps. Yes, stamp the greeting and pumpkin pie and stamp the bubbles. Okay, so we're going to grab these bubbles stamp, which is the one where the bubbles are coming out of the top of the cauldron. So it's like a lot of bubbles. They go higher on the right hand side. They get higher and higher, and they have the little sparkle things in them as well. So I'm going to stamp that, and I'm going to stamp what greeting? A little Hocus Pocus, which is a small greeting. It's about a 1/2 inch tall. A little is on top. Hocus Pocus is on bottom. Hocus Pocus is more of a fun font, like the way it's written. And lemon lolly ink and pecan pie ink. Okay, so pecan pie for my greeting. This is a little 1/2 inch by 2 1/4 strip of basic white for my greeting, and it's going to go right in the center. This is not, we're not going to trim this down. We're not going to cut it. So just right in the middle, and you're done. Don't trim. I actually thought about cutting this bigger for y'all and letting you cut it down, but I decided that would be more difficult than cutting it the exact size. Obviously, you can cut another piece if you mess up. And then the bubbles, they're going to be very subtle because they're tone on tone, lemon lolly ink on lemon lolly cardstock. And they're just going to get stamped at the bottom. Okay, so this is the one of the pieces we cut off the front of the card. It's 2 1/2 by 4 1/4 lemon lolly. We're going to turn it portrait direction, and at the bottom right, stamp these bubbles in lemon lolly ink hanging off the edge, and top right, same thing, so that there's bubbles coming down from the top and up from the bottom. And then the middle part is actually where you're going to write any note you want on this card. This is going to go on the inside, so that's why it's just blank. And the lemon, like you could write over the bubbles if you needed to. You could stamp them in a different color, though, if you wanted them to show up more. Let me clean these bubbles because I believe I'm heat embossing them on the next card. I need to clean the cauldron also. Oh no, I didn't stamp the cauldron. Never mind. I didn't stamp it. We just die cut it. Okay. So that's all the stamping. Okay, now we're going to, we cut your olive. Oh, we have, oh, I missed some designer paper to cut. Darn it. Let me cut more. I'm actually reading my instructions. Cut your designer paper. I'm on number 6. Cut your olive designer paper to 1 1/4 by 4, and you need 2 of those. 1 1/4 by 4. And it's this one that is old olive with diagonal stripes of Granny Apple Green, I believe, or Lemon Lolly. Anyway, it's light yellowish green. And they're just thin. 1 1/4 by 4. So I'm going to cut, I have a scrap here, so I'm going to cut 2 at 4 inches, 2 pieces. And then trim those down to 1 1/4. That way this leftover piece is bigger. Ah! One and a fourth. Okay. What's next? Too many interruptions. Best laid plans don't always work out. Girl, I know that's right. I know that's right. My team has a team Zoom crafting night tonight. So I'm hoping to put together some cards from our Christmas kit on that. That's a random side note, but you know, FYI, if you're on the team, you can join the team Zoom crafting night tonight. Okay, cut your pumpkin DSP, cut your olive glimmer. attach together. You're all in. Okay, so my instructions say now to attach these designer papers to the pieces they need to go to. So I cut this pumpkin designer paper at the beginning. It is getting attached to this old olive glimmer paper, which we cut on the first card. So I did put more adhesive than I normally would because it's getting attached to a textured glimmer paper. And of course, just center it there. There should be a good 1/8 inch border. And then these two strips of the olive designer paper, one goes at the top of your card, that little flap at the top of the lemon lolly card base. And then one goes on this piece of lemon lolly, which we cut off at the beginning, the one that is what, 1.5 tall, 1.5 by 4. Okay, then you know what? I remember a thing I did for this. What did I do? I'm going to grab a little binder clip. Excuse me, that's my little whatever to wipe off my phone. Okay, so right here, what my instructions tell you to do is stack this loose piece of lemon lolly to the bottom of the card. So there'll be one at the top that's attached, one at the bottom that's not attached. I'm going to use a binder clip to hold that in place for a moment. Then you lay that down on the table. The clip, a paper clip, anything will help it so you don't keep bumping it and that moves. And then how we're going to secure that to the card is by adding adhesive to the back of this glimmer paper and attaching the glimmer paper to the top flap and the bottom loose piece only. And then that will be your card front. The easiest way, in my opinion, to know where to put the adhesive, and there's no direction on this, which is awesome on this pumpkin pie piece, but if there was a direction, you would need to pay attention to that, is you turn it upside down, turn this pumpkin piece upside down, center it as best you can, top to bottom, and now you can visually see where you can put adhesive versus where is too far to put the adhesive. And then flip it over and place it down. But long story short, just only put the adhesive, whatever you use. I'm just using Stampin' Seal. It does work. It's a very strong adhesive, but you can use tear and tape or whatever you want. Only on the top and bottom where it will be touching these two pieces of cardstock. And then that part, you don't want any glue on it. And that is your card base. Now, card front, whatever. Okay. Add the attached brooms, flat, and bottle with Stampin' Dimensionals. Okay, so let me grab my silicone craft sheet. How we doing over here? I'm not crafting along, but will reward myself and make these after my paper is cut for card class. Mary Ann, very smart. Do your work first. Don't be making cards for fun when you have a class coming up, girl. Very smart. Okay. Did I lose the little green filler for this bottle? Possibly. Oh, thank goodness I did not. Okay. So I'm going to add adhesive to this old olive glimmer. Attach that to the white glimmer potion bottle. Add adhesive to the top back of the two brushes of the broom. Assemble the brooms. Add adhesive now to the back of the brooms. You see, you don't need adhesive on that whole thing. Like for what? You don't need it. Where is it going? I'm going to put one broom. It will go almost to the bottom and to the left. of the pumpkin pie designer paper. So the top of the broomstick is sticking above. And then the other broom is going to be at an angle, top left for the stick, bottom right for the brush, a little lower than the other broom, just for, interest. This bottle of liquid is going to go on with dimensionals. I'm just going to use one, and it's over here on the top right. And then our greeting is going to go flat all the way across on top of the brooms up here toward the top. And I actually made it go under the bottle a little bit, almost like the bottle is sitting on a little shelf that says a little hocus pocus. Then we are going to add a bow. I hope I put in the instructions to attach this white on the inside, but I'm just scanning them right now and I'm not sure if I put it. But this piece of white, we're not stamping on it, nothing. It's 4 by 5 1/4. It goes on the inside, and that's so it'll be white on the inside instead of yellow like this, just because I like how that looks. But I didn't want to stamp it or anything. I thought it would be too busy. But then I was like, you wouldn't have a clue how tight to keep your handwriting to know where to put your note. So we're going to put this piece in the center or on the inside, this piece of lemon lolly to be able to write a note on. I'm not worried about it being exactly aligned with this front piece top to bottom, but centered wise I am. So I put adhesive on the back of the lemon lolly that has a bubble stamped on it. I'm centering it top to bottom as best I can. This is upside down. But I'm stacking it and aligning it with that front rectangle so that when I close this and place it on the card, you can't see that lemon lolly at all. Although you can right there, but pretend you can't. And that's where my note would be. And it's a little off center, but nobody's going to care. That's it. That's it. Oh, and the bow, and some sequins maybe. Yes, but then that's it. Okay. Let's do a quick bow. I have a new roll of this ribbon here, which I am not good at taking the plastic off of these ribbons. I'm not. See? I cut that, but only a little thing came off. I'm always scared I'll cut the ribbon too when I do that. Okay, then we're going to tie this in a bow. I showed it on the last card, so I'll go a little faster. How we doing? Hey, Dorothy, good morning. Thank you, Pat. Brittany, you haven't spent any time in your craft room. Probably been busy, but still. I have spent a lot of time this week. I designed I think it's 11 or 12 projects for the retreat in a box with the reindeer stuff. And then yesterday I started on another class for some additional Christmas cards that you guys will be able to take in the next week or so. Okay, so a nice little bow there, about a normal size, maybe medium size, whatever you want to call it, bow. And we'll put that on the left broom. Ooh. The time is going by fast. I mean, it's going, whatever. I've been on long. There is, sequins. Gosh, not with the sequins today. After the sequins, there is the finished card. Get all my trash out of the way. Okay, so I'm going to use the little orange sequins here, which we're going to call pumpkin for now. I don't remember if they're pumpkin. I'll do a large one, bottom right. On the green designer paper, and then a couple of small, make that little triangle thing. Yeah, looks good. Okay, now we're finished. Card number 2, card 2. Hey, Gail, no problem. Gail, let me see. Yes, Gail has her packet, but that's the beauty of recorded videos. Okay, here's the original. All right, card number 2. Next up, we'll do card 3. Card 3. I'm going to put my trash down. Okay, card 3. Base, gorgeous grape card base. Gorgeous grape card base. 5.5 by 8.5, the normal. So take your 8.5 by 11 and cut it in half. So we'll just fold this one in half with the bone folder. This will be a portrait up and down card. Then in the packet, we have a piece of basic white 4 by 5 1/4. This is going to go on the front of the card. I'll have all the measurements blog 11 a.m. Central, 25 minutes from now. And we have a piece of basic black rectangle to go on the front, a basic white rectangle to go on the front, and a piece of a scrap of watercolor paper. I need 2 pieces of designer paper for this card. So let me grab those real quick. They are the same size, 2 inches by 5, but 2 different patterns. One is this one, the pumpkin with the little yellow asterisk all over it. And the other is another paper that I apparently didn't have in the stack, or I don't know what, but I didn't call it out earlier. But another great Halloween one. It's just literally purple, like light purple, which is, I think they call it Blackberry Bliss in this paper, but it looks like gorgeous grape with dark Blackberry Bliss lines drawn on it both directions. So like grid lines, but hand drawn, like you took your ruler. I knew I had a scrap. You took your ruler and drew some grid lines yourself both directions, about an 1/8 inch apart. So yes, even better. I'm just finding all kinds of scraps here. Okay, so 2 by 5. The 5 is most important. If it's around 2 inches, you'll be good because we're going to tear it. Okay, so there's that. This card's got heat embossing and watercoloring, so I'm going to jump into that. I showed heat embossing on the first card, so I'm not going to like slow step by step that. I just do need to find my supplies. So I'm going to remove the static. We're going to heat emboss on another thing on this card as well, but we need this piece first to be able to see where to do it. And then Stampin' Versamark the cauldron on this watercolor paper. We're going to use black powder, same one, Basics Wow embossing powder. It comes with black as well. Versamark ink here. It's right in the center. And then black powder. I'm going to put the scratch paper underneath. This powder goes, I mean, any embossing powder, all of them go everywhere, no matter how careful you are. Everything will be gritty later. So there's the stamped cauldron. You get lots of detail there on the left, little lines, little curved lines. And then there's a handle on the side, like right in the middle, I should say. So one handle. right in the middle and like a, I don't know, an outline of the top of it as well. And by the way, this cauldron looks like a cat if you turn it upside down. So don't forget, it can also be a little cat. I mean, obviously take off the middle part there. All right, let's heat this up. Oh, and I meant to say earlier when I was talking about heat embossing, do not overheat. So as soon as it turns shiny and raised, move on, because once it's shiny and raised up, if you keep heating it, it will keep melting and become dull and ugly. I need to check it and reflect it in the light here. I think I need to get this top section. Okay, I think it's heated well. I'm going to now die cut this out. So I can get the shape, the size of the shape, whatever. The size of the shape. I need the shape for the next step to measure where to stamp something. If you didn't know, you can use the die cut machine either direction. So if you are left-handed, you can flip it around, turn it the other way, all the stuff. And if you are in a rush, like I am, and Landa and Karen and all my helpers lots of times, sometimes if it's easy to align, after we die cut something, we'll set it back up again and go towards ourselves. Then we'll set it back up again and go that way. And so anyway, I just want you to know. And with our die cut machine, there's very extremely rarely a need to go back and forth. One time cuts everything. Okay. Now we've got our cauldron and we want the bubbles to be coming out of it on this white piece of rectangle of cardstock, Measurements 11 a.m. Central blog. Of course, if you want this free class, online order, you can get the whole class packet to make all 4 cards mailed to you. August 30th, I believe, is when I'll mail it. Okay, so here's my little guide where to stamp the bubbles for heat embossing. Let me remove the static from this paper first. There's my powder. Okay, I got the powder ready. So when I do something like this, it's like, here's my little guideline, but then you have to scoot it out of the way so you can stamp where you need to stamp. But anyway, bubbles, Versamark, they're going to be popping out of this cauldron. I think right about there. We're going to heat emboss those with black as well. This card was inspired from the online sample Stampin' Up gave us. See all the excess powder? Whew. So if you, see how most of it fell off? If you look at this bundle in the online store and scroll through the samples, you'll see something similar to this. I can't remember now how I changed mine, but anyway, I probably simplified it, but you know. Okay, let's heat this up real quick. it gets so much thicker and more solid and like darker black or whatever your color is when after it's heated. Okay. Now I'm just going off. I'm going to stamp Happy Halloween on. I'm going to stamp some other stuff on there as well, but we'll do this next. I'm going off the instructions. I'm feeling pressure because it's so late. This video is going longer than the last craft along, but anyway, hopefully y'all are enjoying it. We are going to watercolor in this little guy here, so you can use either our water painters, your old aqua painter, I forgot which one I like, or just a plain paintbrush, watercolor brush with a bowl of water. Actually, I forgot that's what I was going to do on mine. I have some water right here. Okay, so I have this little bowl that I received as a gift from my last retreat from myself. And it has multiple uses. It's a jewelry dish. You can also put like die cut pieces in there or trash, like dimensional backs. Or you can pour some water inside there. I got some water in there now. Okay, then I'm going to take my Memento black ink pad and press it onto my Glass Mat Studio. And now I have some ink right here, some black ink. And I'm actually going to use this water bowl because I find with this water painter, when I push it to make the water come through, it also sucks it back in there and it's going to get this all black. See those little bubbles going through right now? So just for this one, I'm just going to do this. I'm just going to use a little water bowl. So I have black ink. It's water-based ink. Heat embossing, by the way, will resist the what am I trying to say? Resist the water-based ink, so it's great for watercoloring. I'm going to grab this other brush real quick and just get this paper wet a little bit. I don't think I put that in my instructions, but you can get it wet when you're watercoloring with real watercolor paper. This is our Fluid 100 watercolor paper. It's in our catalog and online store. This must be the wrong. I'm like, that is the wrong lid. That is no way that's going to fit. Anyway, I forgot where I was, but we're just getting this black watered down, and I wet the paper, and we're going to lay a layer down of black. Now, I am no professional watercolor artist by literally any means. All I know is, for me, the faster I swipe it on here, the better it looks, because I don't have those skills. If I try to take my time and color it kind of like blends and be real specific, I don't do very well. If you have those skills, don't listen to me. Just do your thing. So there's that. You can dry it in between layers on the number 1, which is low, on your heat tool if you want. And then I'm just going to go back and add some more black where Stampin' Up! Tells me to, which is where these lines are drawn on the left side. So I'm assuming it's kind of shadowy over there. And that is how I'm coloring this. If you dislike watercoloring, not good at it, whatever, you could instead stamp this on white paper and use blends or any other color method you like. That's pretty much what I'm going to do. There we are. Now let me rinse this little thing out. And yeah, I like it. Now my other one is way darker though. I just looked over at my sample. Hold on. It's way darker on the left side. Just add a little more. If you need more ink, of course, get more ink. You can also use your ink refill, but I don't do that. But you can drop drops of re-inker to pick up your ink instead. No, she's too dark. It's fine. Maybe I shouldn't have gone back in, but you know, it's fine. I mean, it should be a black cauldron, right? By the way, I didn't color the handles. I just left them black. In my opinion, it would be all black. But Stampin' Up! Colors them yellow like they're gold. I Googled a cauldron and it has black handles. So you can do whatever you want. Whatever you like. Artistic license, as we said in one of our recent videos. Okay. there's that. Let me move this far out of my way so I don't have a huge accident here in a moment. And I'm just going to grab my amazing chamois and wipe all this up. Boom. What do y'all think? I love that little bowl. Yes, girl. I want to use it for my jewelry too. Actually, so that's the problem. I need to order another one because I like it for the jewelry and I like it for stamping stuff. The little bowl Cindy's talking about. By the way, April and I are currently looking at gifts for our next retreat. Figuring out what we're going to give y'all. Okay, so there's your cauldron. Nice and colored. Did I bring it? Thank you, Gail. She says, don't worry about the time. Did I bring it up close? I forgot if I did. Just for me, for the cauldron, again, I'm not artistic. I like the watercolor look better than the blends look, but that's just personal preference. Okay, now to add some color to these bubbles, which is my idea from Stampin' Up, I'm going to use the small blending brush. You can use the large one as well. Gorgeous grape ink first. I'm going to tap it off on my Glass Mat Studio first to make it not so harsh. And this gorgeous grape color is going to come up from the bottom and get the bottom section of bubbles purple, so to say. This bottom part will be covered up by my cauldron, which is good. You can even go outside of the bubbles a little bit, like to the right or left. Just whatever level of color and how dark you want the color is what you do. You could also use a sponge dauber, any tool you like, or you could watercolor this as well, or whatever. Okay, then this top bubbles, we're going to do pumpkin pie with a different blending brush here. I just washed my blending brushes in my washing machine. So I literally put them in a laundry bag along with all of my chamois. These chamois. These ones here. And I've never put one of these in the washer, but I would put it in the laundry bag, this other chamois. Anyway, and I wash them all together by themselves because just in case, I don't want the ink staining my clothes. Okay, then after that, there are 2 different stamps in this stamp set that are like the little magic sparkles. And so I'm going to use each one. And it doesn't really matter what you choose, but I'm just going to copy my original sample and I'm going to stamp one of them in pumpkin pie over here to the top right. One thing I didn't pay attention to when I made my first sample, and I'll show you if I remember the close-up, is that they kind of go straight up and down, these sparkles. They're not really great if you start turning them like to do random backgrounds. They have a direction. I did not pay attention to that on my first one. So I'm trying to stamp them straighter this time. So I did a pumpkin one top right, and then over here toward the left and down a little bit lower, a gorgeous grape one. A little more paying attention to the stamping them straight. And if you see the photo, if you zoom in real close on the photo, on the instructions and the photos I'm posting on my blog, it's the crooked ones. Okay, I want to also add Happy Halloween to this card. So I really should have stamped that before I did any of this. That's probably how my instructions are stated. Because what if I ruin Happy Halloween now? I'm going to be real mad. Because of all this work I did. But if I ruin it right now, there's no going back. It's called Too Late. Okay, Happy Halloween, Memento Black, top left. Happy Halloween is a long, skinny greeting. Okay, now we put this card together. It's actually, even though with all that heat embossing, it's kind of simpler than the other 2 cards. Okay, so the white piece that says Happy Halloween and has the bubbles goes on the black. rectangle. This white 4 by 5 1/4 goes on the card base, which is Gorgeous Grape and Portrait. Then next is our 2 pieces of designer paper. So we're doing the thing where we have 2" by 5 strips of designer paper. We're going to tear the inner edge. So on this pumpkin pie one, we're tearing off the right hand side. Just tear off about 1/8 of an inch or so, pulling toward you, moving your hands, both hands down as you go to guide the paper, revealing the inside white of the designer paper. And that's going to go on the left of this white cardstock. And then this purple one will tear the left side. However, this paper has no direction at all, so I can just tear the right side and then flip the paper over. However, if it had a direction, I would flip it, tear this, then flip it back. How are we doing? Betty, good morning. Thank you, GM, for inviting Betty. Can't wait to make yours later, GN. Yes, Terry, woohoo. You stayed up with me. Awesome, Terry. Okay, I teared those good. But if you didn't tear enough, just tear a little bit more. Now, remember, technically, this time only the top and bottom of the torn part is showing, so that's where you care about the tearing. I do these kind of cards all the time if y'all haven't seen it, and sometimes more of that part shows, sometimes less. Okay, so attach the pumpkin designer paper to the left. There'll be an 1/8" border on the 3 sides. And then the Gorgeous Grape / Blackberry Bliss paper to the right. White border on the 3 sides, torn part in the middle. And then I did attach this black piece flat. Ooh. The one that says Happy Halloween and has the bubbles on it. My gosh. Yeah, that was, I messed that up. Ooh, this is very crooked. Hold on. Oh my gosh. Dang, I'm gonna have to get out my undo for this. Oh my goodness. It's way too crooked to be putting on this card. I don't want anybody to know about undo. Now's your chance to learn. This is like lighter fluid for card making. Make sure adhesive release. It doesn't ruin the adhesive. It doesn't ruin photos. It doesn't ruin anything. And you can stick the adhesive back down once the stuff dries, which it dries really fast. It's crazy. I don't know what it is. I think it is lighter fluid. I don't really know. That's what it smells like. Okay. And I think, and see, that had adhesive on it, so that was wonderful. I think it's hard to find now. I mean, you can find it, but I'm just going to put this black on the card. It already has adhesive on it. And if I put it on there, it's too dark for me to see the edges. I think this paper might be cut crooked. I hope y'all's is not. But that's still better. Okay. Yeah. It's a little wider down here. Anyway. And I cut it, not Landis, so I can say that. I can say I hope yours isn't. All that gray you see is going to dry and it'll be white again. Literally, nobody would ever know that I did that with the undo. It's a free lesson there on undo. Okay, we're going to do Stampin' Dimensionals on the cauldron. Got a piece of adhesive stuck to my hand. Hold on. All right, how we doing? Cindy Tarrant, never heard of undo. I think I bought it either on Walmart online or Amazon online the last time I got it. You used to be able to get it at Walmart. So I'm putting this cauldron below the bubbles there. My bubbles are a little low. Be honest, they're a little low, but nobody will know. Whoever gets this card won't know. I'm going to add a bow and some sequins, but I want to bring this card out just because of this gray so y'all can see the real version. Cindy, yeah, you used to be able to buy it at Walmart, but the last time I looked, which was years ago, because a bottle will last you so long, I couldn't find it in the store physically, but I ordered it online somewhere. It's been a long time. Like I said, that's actually, wherever I just put that bottle, is an older one that's almost empty, but I have a newer bottle somewhere. Okay, made a bow, like a vanilla check ribbon, mini glue dot. Thank you, Lisa. I agree. That broom is so cute, like such a good die. So good. Okay, bow goes on the top left corner of the cauldron. The sequins, we're going to use the orange ones. Shiny, adhesive back shiny sequins. You can use the orange ones. And I do have a, take your picture somewhere. Yes, here it is. So we'll do a large, this is going to go in this white space between the bubbles and the greeting, and a couple of small. Yeah, that's fine. And that is the final card. Now, again, you see it looks like it has a gray cloud there. That will be white. It will be white when this dries. That's the finished card. Number 3. Landa says it's on Amazon under $15. Undo. Landa and I are professional undo users, so don't worry. We're professionals. Got some embossing powder on here, y'all. Okay, so last card, card number 4. See, I usually only make 3 and I finished by now. Card number 4. We have another gorgeous grape card base, 5.5, 8.5. We have, a little sticky on here. We have a, well, let me fold this first. This is going to be a Z fold card. It's the simplest fun fold you'll ever do, because all you do is fold your card in half. And then fold the front backwards to the left in half. And you're done. So I just use the bone folder. I don't even score it, but you can. But so simple. Anyone could make this. Fold their card in half, fold the front backwards in half all the way to the left. It'll be portrait direction, up and down, and that's how you fold it. So then we have a piece of white usually to go on the inside. Designer paper to go on the front left usually, which I'm going to cut some here in a second, but I'm going to layer that designer paper with a piece of white this time. And then I have these other elements for the card. So I have pre-die cut. These are our nested essentials dies. This is the one that we call it the coffin shape, which now we're finally making a Halloween card with it. So even more appropriate. We have the largest one in basic black and the next size down in basic white. We're not going to stamp on those. They're just for attaching stuff to. Then I have a scrap of basic black and a scrap of basic white. Let me cut this designer paper first. It should be 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. Let me double check. Yes, 1 7/8 by 5 1/4. It's going to be the purple one. This one right here. So purple, like gorgeous grape with blackberry bliss lines on it. Let me see if I have a scrap. Oh, yes. Okay. So 1 7/8, which is 1/8 inch smaller than 2 inches by 5 1/4. That will go on that front left. Okay, we are going to heat emboss first. We're actually going to stamp on the inside white piece as well as the, we're going to heat emboss the cat on the black piece and then stamp and die cut out the books on the white piece. So yeah, let me heat emboss first. I keep losing this thing. Remove the static. Stamp and Versamark. The cat who's raising its back, but it looks pretty friendly for a cat raising its back. The tail is raised. And it has really big eyes. So stamp it in Versamark on the black cardstock and then emboss it with black embossing powder. There's a hair in that powder. Lovely. Cute cat. The little hairs, there's like little details drawn on the hair that's raised on the back. Has whiskers. Super cute. Whew. Thank you, Mary Ann. Hey, Janet, no problem. Definitely catch the replay. Shiny cat. I also need to die cut out the books, so let me stamp those, and then we can do the die cutting. Keep my area clean. Okay, books. So this is a stack of 4 books. The top one and the bottom one have the spine is showing, and the top one says spells, the bottom one says potions, and the 2 in the middle are turned the other way where you just see the pages. Stamp that in Memento Black. I cut these out. So again, I'm going to turn the books where they're going in long and skinny. It helps a little bit with cutting and what's the other thing? Oh, not the die's not shifting. I mean, and that's not a guarantee. I'm just saying it helps a little bit. Ooh, I'm going to have to get the readers on to align this cat since it's black ink on black. Ooh. Oh my gosh. I bumped the camera with my head. That's what that was. Okay. I feel like Scott's about to come in here and get a Coke for his lunch. You want to say hi to the Facebook world? Did y'all even hear that? Oh my goodness. Okay. Noisiest getting out of Coke ever. Hi, Facebook world. So there's the adorable cat. Here's the books. As a reminder, my tip. Marianne says hi. I don't know if you heard me, Marianne. We sometimes eat lunch together, like during the week. A lot of times we eat lunch together, but never on Thursday. I'm always like, I'm too busy. After my video, I have work to do. I'm going to sit in front of the computer and eat my lunch and do my video stuff. So we never eat lunch together on Thursdays. Okay, so in case you didn't know, I always try to remember to always die cut before I color, if possible, because I don't want to do all that coloring and then have run it through the die and the die slips and I have to do all that coloring again. Okay, so I'm going to use Highland Heather, Old Olive, and Daffodil Delight blends for these books. You guys will probably color them way more creative than me. I'm going to go in with dark Highland Heather. I'm going to put my glasses away. And I know that's really far away. I'm going to see if I can push this down. But it's just a different, okay. I can push it down, but we'll see about getting it back up there. It's a different camera stand. Okay. Dark Highland Heather up here on these little details on the spells one. Dark around the edge of the second book, like this, the heck is that called? The cover. I think that's it. Then I'm going to do light heather. Oh, wait. I'll do dark on the 2 pages that are drawn on that middle second book as well. Okay, then I'm going to do light heather on the second book. Going over that dark part as well. And light for the bottom book, but not these little lines here. There's like some detail lines just to add interest. This is the Potions book. I'm coloring light Highland Heather. Then Old Olive, I'm going to do dark. I'm only using Old Olive on the third book. So the spine, the book cover. And these little pages. And then we'll go over the whole thing with light. And what's left? Daffodil Delight. Do a little dark on some of these lines on the Potions book. A little dark right there on the Spells book. And then go over the whole thing with light. Okay, there we go. Okay, now let me try to put this back. Let's see. I'm silent. I can't speak while I try to fix this. I just need to get used to how this lays. Anyway, that's different now, but whatever. We don't have time to mess with that. Okay, so there's that. Last but not least, bubbles. So we're going to stamp some bubbles on the bottom right because that's what's going to show on the front of this card on this white piece for the inside. So we're going to use Gorgeous Grape ink. And in the stamp set, you have the grouping of bubbles that we put earlier on the last card coming out of the cauldron. And there's 3 single bubbles, small, medium, and large. So first I'll stamp the grouping, which I also stamped on the second card in Lemon Lolly. But anyway, did I clean that? Yes. No, I don't remember. But whatever, it's too late. Gorgeous Grape, bottom right-hand corner, stamp it. Done. Then I'm going to add the largest bubble just to have some more bubbles coming up here on the right. Then the medium bubble coming up and the small bubble. There we go. Just like that. Now you could get much fancier with this and like do the sponging or the blending brush like we did earlier. Heat emboss them and color, like whatever. You could do all that stuff. This is all I did. Color, stamp them in purple. Gorgeous, great. Okay, so this card is ready to assemble. How y'all doing here? Martha, a few rogue spots. Thank you, Martha. I would love to see your rogue spots. Post them in our group. Text them to me. Post them in my VIP group. That would be awesome. We could see your versions because, like, we all love modifications. Oh, this inside piece is not the size I said. It's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8, but it'll be correct on the blog because I actually measured it when I said it, or when I typed that yesterday, which the blog post is up already. You can get the recipe cards, you can get the measurements, the supply list, the info to get this class for free is there, etc. Okay, so I attached the designer paper that I cut to the piece of basic white, and that is getting attached to this front left flap. Then I attached the 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 white to the inside. I'm going to attach, so now you see those bubbles on the front. I'm going to attach this white coffin label to the black one flat. Then the books I'm attaching flat to the coffin piece, the white one, but the cat is going to be sort of standing on the books, so I'm just using her for measurement. Scoot it over to the left. Those are flat, and then dimensionals on the cat. We do have black stamp dimensionals. Let me see if I got some. We do have black ones, just in case somebody peeks under your cat. They won't see a white blob. They'll see darkness. So that looks white, but peel this off and it's black. And that was a mini. The black ones come with mini and large in the same package. One pack has small dimensionals and large ones. So she's going to sit there. Then this piece, the whole coffin piece, is going to get attached to the front left flap. So you only want your adhesive on the front, on the back left half of this label. And I did actually attach it flat, it appears. I usually do dimensionals. So I'm going to flip this upside down top to bottom, since it has a direction top to bottom. And now I can replace it centered on here, and then I can visually see where to put my adhesive. I'm just going to use Stampin' Seal because it's super strong, but only on the back left half. Center it as best I can, top to bottom, left to right. There should not be any adhesive on the inside there because you don't want to glue your card shut. It opens like this. I think I did stamp a greeting on the inside, but I forgot. So now you definitely should have stamped that before you glued this down. However, I'll add it and say a little hocus pocus. I think I stamped this in pumpkin earlier, maybe. Clean it off. Simply chamois. Just rinse this in water. Squeeze out excess until the water runs clear. Keep using it. It'll get all stained up. It's fine. And then when it gets real dirty, stick it in the washing machine like me. Okay, black ink. We'll finish the last card after you are done. I'm watching now. I finished the others. Lori, you are awesome. Okay, a little hocus pocus. It came out good. By the way, my black ink pad update, I've re-inked it twice. The last time I made it on March 24th. I re-inked it May 19th and July 30th. We're now August 22nd, and it is very dark right now. Like, it's stamping beautiful. So, it's good. I mean, I like it so far. Hasn't been a year yet. Okay, the bow and the sequins. So the bow, let me just throw that card there. I have no idea. Just a bow. I think what I was going to say is where it's going to go is on the cat's tail. I tried to put it like on the neck and it just covers up too much. It was not good. And I was like, oh, it can go on the tail. So it's going to go on the cat's tail. Cindy had to leave. Thank you. Craft along is great. Yes. So someone asked earlier, and I talked about it already, but I will be doing more craft alongs. So make sure you're on my email list to find out about those. And this class that I did today, you can still get free. You just won't craft along. You'll craft to the video. And you'll get the PDF tutorial, of course. Okay, so mini glue dot, bow on the tail. And we'll just add our sequins. What color? I used 2 colors. So we're going to put some, trying to make this not junky. I'm just going to move this since I can't fix my camera. Just do that. Okay, so green on the bottom left. I only see 2 on my sample, but I wonder if one fell off. So I'm going to put 3 down here. This is the green color of this shiny sequins while supplies last item. I'm going to put 3 green ones, 1 large, 2 small down here on the bottom left. So on the designer paper, and then top right on the white piece on the inside, I'm going to use the yellow color. I'm being vague about these colors because I just can't remember which Stampin' Up! Colors they call these, but they are very versatile. They're real light. Like I know this one's Berry Burst, but it's a very light Berry Burst. So you can match them with other colors that are similar. Okay, so 3 yellow ones, top right. 3 green ones, bottom left. Got your spooky little cat, a little hocus pocus, super cute little card to send to somebody. Here's the original. Boom, boom, boom. All right. You're going to make them this afternoon, Cindy? Yes, I want to see yours too. You usually post on Facebook, so I'll be looking. I mean, you don't have to, of course, but if you do, I'll be looking for you on Facebook. These are the 4 cards from that I made today. Some of you guys had the class packet, so you were crafting along, or you're going to make them later, or you already made them or whatever. But anyway, it was offered as a class that people could purchase ahead of time as well. But it's still a class you can get right now. So don't forget, you can get this packet. I actually have several already cut, ready to mail. I just need to cut your designer paper, cut your ribbon. And then if your order online with this specific host code, if you want this class, is $50 or more, you'll also get a full pack of these sequins, these shiny sequins. And then that ends Sunday, but if you don't like Halloween, but you still want a free gift, I still have my other online order special as always. Just go to my blog, stamptherapist.com, and you can see the details for that special as well. Just scroll down or go to the next post or whatever to see that one. And what else? I have the recipe cards for all 4 of these on the blog. These are not the step-by-step instructions. Those are only for those who registered for the class or get it free with an order right now. However, or you can purchase those, but I'll need to send you a link. But anyway, I'm like cleaning up while I'm talking. What was I going to? Oh yeah. So these step-by-step instructions are included if you get the class free with an order or you did the craft along. This is not step-by-step instructions. This is measurements, supply list. So those are on the blog. You can print that off. You can just look at it. You can also just read the measurements. They're on the blog as well without clicking on that. And if you scroll toward the bottom, you'll see the supply list of all the supplies I used. All right. Don't forget, a bunch of the stuff I used is in that while supplies last category online. So it might last 5 more years from now, or it might go out tomorrow. Literally, we don't know. So any questions on any of that, let me know. Thank you, Landa. Yes, making them for the grandkids. Exactly. Thanks, Ro. Thanks, Cindy. Thanks, Pat. 2 of my favorites, cats and purple. Yes, girl. I forgot we had the purple pink contest or competition. So yeah, all our purple people especially. Also, I call this cat Yucky because it is a black cat, like my old cat Yucky, who lives in Austin now and doesn't even know I ever existed. That's another story. Brittany is, I don't know where she is. See, but I don't think I bought her a little, my cat that I have now, one of those little houses from Five Below, so it was $10, and it's like made out of fabric and soft, and it has a little hole in the front. She loves it. I didn't even think she would understand what it was for. She goes in that thing all the time. However, I don't think she's in it right now, and she's not on her table, so I don't know where the cat went. She must. I bet she's in the living room window. But anyway, thank you, Lena. Thanks, Betty. Yeah, so if anyone made these with the craft along or on your own, there's Brittany. Did you hear me saying your name? She's going to come over here. Feel free to post them in my VIP Facebook group. I'll have to approve the post, but that's just, I just have that there as a safety thing, but I will approve it. Brittany, come here. And there's a bird in the window. But I'd love to see what y'all made. Janet, thank you. Placing an order. Thank you, thank you. Oh, first order. Thank you, Janet. I'm trying to scroll down and see. Halloween is your favorite. It's Janet's birthday on Halloween, everybody. So, come here. Get ready. Rudy was about to come over here, and then I'm going to put the camera up. She heard a bird in the window. She wants to go see that bird. This is Brittany. She's big. And she wants down now. She's like, I want down, but also you can pet me on the way down. It's fine. She does not really look like this cat, but she is a cat. All right. Okay, I'm going to let y'all go. It's only been 2.5 hours, so no big deal. Just spend your whole day with me. She is sweet. Yes. Thanks for sharing, Martha. Terry had fun and nearly finished. I love it. Janet says hi, Brittany. All right. Well, if y'all have any questions on any of the stuff I talked about, let me know. I'll be back next week on Thursday, 9 a.m. Central, same places. And what was I going to say? On that, I should just be doing a normal video as far as I know, like talking about my stuff and then making 3 cards of some kind. I don't know what. All right. Everyone have a great day. Thank you very much. I appreciate y'all. And if you like Halloween, I hope this was good for you. So see y'all later. Bye.